Alright guys, so this will be a review of Conrad's 1/50th scale Liebherr R924 compact. As you can tell, this is a zero tail swing machine, meaning there is no swing radius on it, so it could work when facing into traffic and whatnot, where it is quite good and people don't realize that it can do that. Anyway, this is one of few zero tail swing excavators on the market. It's definitely not the most detailed, I will give it that, but I really like the functions that it has and the build quality of it. It is missing a few things. It doesn't really matter to me that you can add them, but I will go over that in this review. So anyway, to start off, I'll show you the functions, and it really has some nice ones, I really have to say. Obviously it spins a 360 on the undercarriage, and I'm just going to spin the undercarriage like this to show it. Surprisingly for a model of this age, because it does seem like it has been out for a while, which it has, it does have track tensioners, and I don't know if that's something new that Conrad put in, but it does have them. The bucket has great rotation. It can curl in all the way to there, and it can curl out all the way to there, and that's pretty good, I have to say. Stick comes in to there, which is awesome, and then it goes out like that, so it almost makes the boom straight. The boom raises to a maximum height of that, and then it lowers to a maximum depth of this. So if you have it in a diorama or something, it's like that. So it's probably a good 6 to 7 inches, which is great for a diorama. And to show the zero tail swing effect, there it is right there. You can tell it barely hangs off the back. It's actually the tracks are so thin that it does hang off the back. And really nice machine. Anyway, next I would normally show the detail, but I'll show the build quality and then I'll go to detail. So build quality overall is great. I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. It's a Conrad model. It's still built in Germany. It's not built in China or some other cheap factory, as many people would say. The only issue I have with the build quality is that the way that they paint their tracks assembled, it doesn't really paint all of them. So as you could tell, in between the pads, they're not painted, and I don't understand that, because as you could tell right there, some of them are. I guess that was that wasn't even an end one where they would rivet it together, but that gets pretty annoying sometimes, and sometimes I don't display with the tracks facing where you could see them because of that. Besides that, the majority of the model is metal, and anyone that owns a Conrad model will be able to tell right off the bat. Once I said Conrad, they will know how this is built. It is missing a few things, like the hydraulic lines to the cylinders, which, if it did have that, it would definitely improve the look of it. And some of the pins aren't painted, but you could hardly tell that they're not painted since they are hollow and flanged on the edge. But besides that, great build quality. Some of this stuff isn't metal, like up top over here, it's plastic. But they are just the things that you add onto it. And the cylinders also match pretty well. So the detail of it overall is actually, I'm gonna say it's pretty good. I honestly expected less detail with this thing. I guess since it's a zero tail swing, the whole appearance of it kind of takes away the whole idea of detail. But it still has a really nice amount of detail. First of all, the bucket here, as you could tell, is only 4-tooth. And I think they did that because when they did release this, they had in mind of it being, you know, like a sewer or pipeline machine working on a street. And the narrow bucket really makes the model worth it. I like it a lot, and I also like how the teeth are so long. I think that looks very cool. I just wanted to put that out there before I get to the rest of the detail. But anyway, the tracks are really just normal tracks. They're triple Grouser tracks. And and the undercarriage is fairly plain, as you could tell. But I think whenever someone looks at it, this model, they mainly look at the body. And looking at the body here, this is completely etched through, as you could tell, which is a very big plus. You don't normally see that on too many models. The detailing on it all is very nice. It also looks like it's all like one piece, like a real machine. It's not like the decals pop out at you or anything. The back of the counterweight's also very nice. And if you notice, the paint isn't too glossy, so it really doesn't, you know, come off like a toy. And coming over here is also very nice. The cab is actually pretty nice, surprisingly. It is missing the foot pedals, as you could tell, but besides that, it's actually pretty nice. And this is actually one of few models that I could clearly display the cab. There's a lot of room to show the cab, and I also like how it's white. I think that's a big plus too. Top of the deck, there really isn't much to, as you could tell. But again, like this exhaust stack is metal. This is all metal over here. The beacon is plastic, but I believe the inside of it is metal. And then these you actually add on, and those are plastic. The back of the boom has the casted hydraulic lines. It actually does have hydraulic lines going from the body to the boom, and then from the boom to the cylinder to curl the stick. And but once you get to the rest of it, it doesn't. This boom actually does feature lights, as you could tell right there on the right side. And I like how it's only on the right side, because whenever I display it on the cab side, and there's not like that big bulky light in the way, and I think that's a big plus. When you come to the boom and the stick, there really isn't too much detail, as you could tell. Kind of lacks detail right here. And then when you get to the stick, you get to the bucket, and there really isn't much in between there as well, so I don't really have much to say there. But that pretty much includes all the detail on the model, and now I'll take you to a conclusion. So in this one I'm not actually going to show any photos, but I actually want to get through this pretty quick because I don't like to keep the video too long at the end. But as for is it worth the price, it's definitely worth the price. You don't see too many zero tail swing excavators on the market, and especially on the market for this long, because it seems like most of them are either sold out very quick or discontinued very quick. And this one's been around for a while. They made numerous livery versions of it. If you have a large excavator collection, if you do dioramas that include street work and pipelining and any type of work that requires a machine like this, definitely say get it. You will definitely not waste your money on this. If you buy it and have in mind of thinking a extremely high detailed CCM brass model, you're not getting that, but you are getting a durable, tough model, and a model that has great features. Everything on it's great. The cylinders on it, the build quality is spectacular. Anyway, that pretty much sums up the review. Hope you liked it, and check out my other reviews.